A number of people have wanted to keep track of their citations, their bibliographic sources for the research projects, not using Noodle tools. And some people know of other citation programs that they prefer to use, which is great, and people are welcome to use those. It's just up to them to figure out how to use those various programs. For our class, we will be using Noodle tools, and I can provide support on that. Other programs that people use, they're kind of on their own with that respect. However, some people have also expressed a preference for just doing the citations themselves. And so this video is to help people figure out how to do that and to navigate that process if they're not using any sort of program to record their citations, but are just doing them themselves. The site that I have found that helps the best with doing those MLA citations, MLA is the Modern Language Association citation style, is what we use for our English classes. I highly recommend the Purdue OWL site. OWL stands for Online Writing Lab. And the easiest way to get through that is through Google. You can type in Purdue and OWL. It's a popular one. And then what comes up on Google is this result, and you can click the MLA Formatting and Style Guide, or you can go to their Online Writing Lab, the main page. So the MLA guide, if you go into the main page, it's just here on the left, MLA guide. And so what you need to do when you come onto the site is determine which sort of citation you are doing. They list all of them here on the left. There's how to do quotations, how to do footnotes, the basic works cited format, how to cite books, periodicals, that's kind of like things like magazines or journals that come out periodically with some frequency, other electronic sources, other common sources, different resources. They have sample works cited page. It's all very comprehensive. So to illustrate this process, I will use one of the sources that I used as an example recently with a research group. It's an article online from The Atlantic. I have it open in this tab over here. As we've talked about in class before, most of the useful information that you'll want in citations is available at the top of the page and then at the bottom of the page or article. Usually a lot of articles have comments below them now, and so you don't go all the way to the bottom, but if you go to the bottom of the article, that will be the other information that you might want. Like down here we have the author of the article. And then sometimes the very bottom of a web page lets us know who owns this material. So right down here we can see the copyright information is at the very bottom of the page in small print. So bottom of the article, bottom of the page, and then the top of the page are the places where you'll find the most information that you need to do a citation. And we'll reference that as we go through this. So returning to my tab with the MLA citation style, I will actually keep track of this citation. I'll open up just a Google Drive document where I can write this. So let me log into Drive, and I'll just create a document. So create document, this will load. I'll title the document just works cited. I'll put my name in front of it, that's always helpful, last name first. So Collins Mr. Works Cited. That makes it easy for me as a teacher to go in and identify if I'm looking for someone's specific work. I'll just type works cited as a title. I'll center that, and then below this is where I'll start typing my citation. So I've got the article. It is an online article. I'm going to go with electronic because I did find it online. So we'll see how that works. Sometimes you might start out trying to cite a source in one way, but then find that it's easier to cite as a different type of source if they fall in multiple genres, because this could be electronic or it could be an article. So they have different notes on how to use these different sources. I'm looking for, here's the basic style for citations of electronic sources, citing an entire website, I'm not citing an entire website, I'm citing one page. A page on a website. That could be good. That looks rather short. An image, an article in a web magazine. Here we go. So I'm going to keep scrolling just to make sure there's nothing else that looks like it applies. An article in an online scholarly journal, article from an online database. Database is not quite like Google. People often mistake databases for search engines. That's not the case. Listserv, discussion group, blog posting. No, it's not a tweet. Okay, so I guess the best option is an article in a web magazine. So it says provide the author name, article name, quotation marks, title of the web magazine in italics, publisher name, publication date, medium of publication, and date of access. Remember to use NP if no publisher name is available, and ND if no publishing date is given. Okay, so I need to find out who the author of the article is. It says right up here that it's Sean Trainer. So I'm going to go back, look at how I need to format it. So it's last name, comma, first name, period. So I will enter that, Trainer, Sean, period. There's one piece of information. The next thing I need is the article title in quotes, and then the magazine title in italics. So, Racially Fraught History of the American Beard is the article title. I'm going to copy and paste that instead of just typing it out, because that's a lot to type. So this needs to be in quotes. Whoops, paste that in. Put quotes there. I'll go back to making this all the same size. I think it was about size 12. Not bold or anything. Okay. Racially Fraught History of the American Beard. And then I have to put a period after the article title. So I'll do that. And then the next piece of information I need is the title of the web magazine, which is The Atlantic. That's in italics. I'm going to type The Atlantic. I believe there's a period after that too. Highlight this. Make it italic. Go back. What's the next thing I need? Okay, I've got the title, publication date. Oh, publisher name is, so I think that's the one that was at the bottom of the page. So the publisher name, let's see, the magazine is The Atlantic. Publisher name is something that'll be down here at the very bottom of the page. That is the Atlantic Monthly Group. They have the copyright, so, and that's just period. So the Atlantic Monthly Group, period. Next piece of information I need is the publication date. So that's the date the article was written. I'll scroll back up to the top. That's usually right under the article title. I know that from reading a lot of articles. Oh, January 20th, 2014. So that's good. So it's the day first, then the month abbreviated, and then the year. So January 20th, 2014 becomes 20 Jan 2014, period. And then it says medium of publication. I guess that's web, so I'll put web. I put web instead of internet. That's fine. I don't mind. Web. And then date of access. So that's today's date. So today's date is 25th of February. So 25 Feb 2014. Gonna make sure that they did it the same way there. Yeah. And so there we go. So I don't need to put the URL, it looks like, for this type of a source. So there's my citation. Oh, I do need here, it has everything after the first line is indented, which helps differentiate between sources when there are lots of sources on a page. So I'll put that in. Oh, put that in one tab. Why isn't it going down a tab? Oh. So There we go. So that's how to do a citation source, not in Noodle Tools or any other citation program, just by looking it up. So the OWL at Purdue, owl.english.purdue.edu, very helpful site. Citation is never a very short process, but it is pretty straightforward. So citation programs are helpful, but if you don't want to use a citation program, this is how to do it manually, so sort of by hand. Citation is a lot like doing your taxes. So if you get good at doing citation, you'll be good at doing your taxes. It's just taking information from one area and plugging it into a very specific form in another area. So not a lot of fun, but you can sit and figure out where things go. And if you'd like to use Noodle Tools to do a citation style, there will be another video that shows how to do citations in Noodle Tools.